Hi, I'm Annie, and my husband James and my two children and I all stayed at Disneyland Paris recently in the main Disneyland Paris hotel. We've been once before and stayed at Newport Bay, but this time, because it's a big birthday, we're both turning 40, we decided we would spend a little bit more and go for one or two less days to be able to stay in the main Disneyland Paris hotel. It's been a lifelong dream of mine to get in there. The last time we visited was just after COVID and it was being refurbed, so we didn't even get to look inside it. I'm not going to cover the rides in the park in this vlog, but I am going to cover the hotel, the benefits we got for staying in there, how the food went because we had a half-board dining plan and we did La Lumiere's and the Royal Banquet, and how we got to meet a character in the hotel because that's included in your stay. The night before we stayed in the Grand Magic Hotel, which I've also reviewed separately. So when we arrived, we put the car in the car park, which is literally outside the hotel, has its own separate road to get into it, and we had a look around the parks and started to go on some rides because the room wasn't ready until 3 p.m. But when it is ready, they send you this awesome text, which I'll share a picture of, and then you come back and your app, your phone, acts as a key, so you don't even have to go to reception if you don't want to. And this is the room that we stayed in. Wow, so great sized family room. It was the cheapest room we could get in the hotel, and it was incredible still. So I can only imagine what the club rooms must be like. Our view was outside of the back of the hotel, so you couldn't see the park or anything, but it didn't matter. We were in the park so much. This was just somewhere we could come and lay our heads, and it was really comfy. The bathroom was gorgeous. It had lots of amenities in it. So you get some really cute little things for staying in the hotel, from a pen to hand lotion to dressing gowns, which you can't keep, but you can keep the little slippers, and just generally anything you needed they would bring to you. So we had an iron brought to us for one of the evenings, and they put a little storybook card out one of the days. The rooms are lovely, really comfortable, great aircon. We were there when it was like the plus 30-degree heat wave, so amazing to come back to the room and just chill out. And also when we arrived, our name was on the TV, which I thought was just a really lovely touch. On the ground floor of the hotel, you can find some sun lounges and an open area that has an outdoor chess set, which the kids really enjoyed. Next to this is the kids club. I think you get 2 hours per day to put children in if you want to go to the gym, for example. And I hadn't realised that you can actually book one royal encounter per family per stay. So I went on, and luckily there were still spaces, and we got to meet Jasmine, which we decided to do on our last day. And my top tip here is book it either just before you're going into park for early magic hours, or if like us you decide to come back after early magic hour to have your breakfast, book it for just after that, which is what we did on our last day. And it meant that you're not coming back to the hotel to meet the princess, whoever it might be, and having to leave the park. You just time it when you're going to be in the hotel. The hotel was much bigger than I ever expected. It had a spa with a swimming pool. It had this main area here, which was where you have the two restaurants, La Lumiere's, and where you have the Royal Banquet. And also here is the bar, which is directly opposite that. And we went in there while we were waiting for our dining slot. It was a really hot day. It was lovely to look out on the balcony, see everybody arriving and going around in the different parts of the park. And we had a quick drink in there before we went across to La Lumiere's, which is based on Beauty and the Beast. So you see Belle and the Prince, and you have a meal themed around that movie. And it is quite expensive, especially if you buy it separately. So we did a dining package which was half board, so just breakfast and either one dinner or one lunch a day. And actually cost wise it worked out to be about £50 per person per meal, which for Disney, considering this meal on its own I think was about £120 per person if you booked it without being on a package, it really was worth it. And the breakfast was plentiful, like it filled us up. We only had a little snack in the middle of the day before we had to go for dinner, which was already covered in the package. So for us it's definitely worth it, but if you don't like a sit down meal or you're a bit fussy, then it's probably not for you. With the kids, they try everything, and if they're not massively filled up by the end of it, obviously we'll top them up with something, but they do generally give everything a try. And what I loved here was just how beautifully themed it was.
It's lovely, James.
You don't really have tomato soup.
Our kids aren't massively into queuing for character signatures, so it's great to be able to meet them in a meal situation because they come to you. Also, we're really lucky because Prince Naveen and Princess Tiana are really rare characters, so it's great to see them. Although Leo did ask Prince Naveen if he was Tinkerbell, which, as a Disney mum, I think we're going to have to go back and watch that film again, Leo. From memory, there was one drink included for everybody, and the adults could have an alcoholic drink. I actually went for the flight of champagnes that you could get with it. I think it was €60, and you got 3 different champagnes to try, one for each part of the meal. And the service was fantastic. The guys couldn't look after you enough. We really enjoyed the food, and I'm glad we did it. I probably wouldn't do it again, because once you've sort of done it. But I mean, look at this pudding, probably the best Disney pudding I've ever eaten. It was tasty and it looked amazing. The parks don't shut until it gets dark and they're able to do the shows like fireworks, etc. So we had a few more hours to go on the rides, and we did watch the Cascade of Lights, which is the new show in near the new Frozen Land around the lake, which I'll talk about in the other vlog. But what I wanted to share here was staying in this hotel, being so close to everything. When those shows end and you haven't got a 15-minute walk or a shuttle bus to battle onto, really made such a big difference, because Leo's little legs were really tired by the time we'd finished each day. And by the last day we were here, I think we did 3 days in total in the parks, his legs just weren't working very well. We hired a buggy on the last day for him, just for when he just needed to sit, and I think the heat really got to him as well. So yeah, being on site means that you get an extra hour in the park in the morning anyway, but being in this hotel means that you're so close, you can actually go do that hour and then go back to the hotel for breakfast. You also get to see characters just randomly dotted around, but now I'm going to talk a little bit about the breakfast. We didn't have a set time for breakfast, so we decided as a family to go and do early entrance for an hour and then come back and have breakfast, because we weren't that hungry. We'd eaten quite a lot late in the evening. It looks a bit messy because lots of people have been to breakfast before them, but they were really good. They were tidying up everything. They had everything right until the minute it closed. You could still pick everything that you wanted, and the choice was fantastic. Anything from massive croissants to cakes to scrambled egg to everything you could think of for a normal breakfast, but then all the Disney elements on it as well, like the Disney toast cake, which we love. The great thing about the Royal Banquet is that you just keep going up and down to get yourself as much food as you want, and whilst you're doing that, the characters make their way around the rooms. They're really interactive, they're really in character. Donald was incredibly cheeky. He liked to pretend to high-five people and not actually do it. Mickey and Minnie were very sweet, and I would just say make sure if you've got an autograph book, the pen needs to be quite a thick pen so they can grip onto it.
Avenge me, son. Thank you.
One of the other perks of being in the hotel was access to the hotel shop, and also seeing all these beautiful things on display down every corridor. The shop had loads of really cool things in it. Some of them are exclusive to the hotel. I saw the pink clock that everyone goes mad for as well. That was back in stock, and it was also where you could get dressed up as a princess, but mine are a little bit too old to do the dressing up bit now. Thanks for following our adventures. Give us a thumbs up or a like if you enjoyed the vlog, and please drop some comments if you have other tips that you think people should know about staying in the Disneyland Paris main hotel.